A very good morning, children. Today let us just recall the last class. So we are dealing with the lesson, the true height. Isn't it, children? Do you remember the quotation which I have told you in the last class? Yes. Dream, dream and dream high, for dreams lead to thoughts and thoughts lead to action. Such a wonderful quotation. So now it is Corona time. You people will be thinking, what dream we have now, let us enjoy. Don't think that way. Don't waste time. Set up a goal during this time. Now you have got plenty of time. Okay, children? Read storybooks, develop your language and all. Okay? Yes. So here, this is such a wonderful quotation. Dream means, I told you, the goal. Set up a goal, and always that goal should be high. Okay, not a small goal. Just like how a small fire, just light a matchstick. Do you get much heat? No, you don't get much heat. Isn't it? Just like this, a small dream, don't dream low. Always your dreams, your ambitions should be high. For if you have that dream, that dreams it leads to thoughts. So when you set up a goal, you will keep on thinking about that goal. When you keep on thinking about that goal, then you will start putting into action. When you start putting into action, definitely it leads to success. Such a wonderful quotation. Today, in this true height, we have seen an athlete. Who is the athlete? Michael Stone, isn't it? Michael Stone, he is an athlete, isn't it? What is his dream? His dream is to fly in the air. So in the previous class, we have learned about this Michael Stone, isn't it? So this Michael Stone, he faced a competition in National Junior Olympics. What is that sport he has faced in this National Junior Olympics? Pole vaulting. What is the sport? During his childhood, he has a dream to fly in the air, and finally, he participated in this pole vault in National Junior Olympics. In the last class, we have seen, isn't it, children? So let us just recall what we have seen in the last class. So this Michael Stone, he is a pole vaulter. He faced a competition in National Junior Olympics. So the day on which he participated in this competition is really a nerve-wracking day. Why it is a nerve-wracking day? Very anxious day, and it is the day on which he participated. Really, it is an awe-inspiring achievement because when he achieved this National Junior Olympics, okay, the final competition, when he achieved, every one of them, that means the audience, every one of them, they were breathless. Breathless means they were shocked. So at the end of the lesson, we will see why the audience were shocked when he achieved this pole vaulting at National Junior Olympics. At the end we will see. So what else we have seen? How he faced the competition. So when he was facing the competition, he was very nervous. So his hands were sweating. So that's why what did he need? He needed a towel to grip, to dry his palm to hold the grip. Pole vault means, have you seen? So there is a bar like So what they have to do? They have to run, run, run and jump over this pole, isn't it? Yes. So the day on which he was facing the competition at National Junior Olympics, he was very tensed. His palms were sweating. Okay, the astroturf, the lawn on which he sat is also very hot, like the competition, very tough competition. Okay, this is how he was facing. And what else is said about this pole vault? Before that, let us see about this pole vault. So this sport is really a glamorous sport. The sportsman, how did he describe this pole vault? He described this pole vault as a glamorous event in any field and track competition. Field and track competition means if you see swimming or running, among all this sport, this pole vaulting is really, it looks very glamorous. And what did the sportsman, he described this pole vault? He combined this pole vault with two. What are they? Gymnast and the bodybuilder. Because listen, when the pole vaulter is running and he is jumping over this bar, then it looks very graceful. Okay, his body will be very flexible when he is crossing over this bar. So that's why he compared this pole vault with a gymnast. And when he is jumping over this, he needs a strength like a bodybuilder. Okay, this is about the pole vault. Next, coming to Michael Stone, he had a dream to fly in the air. His mother, what is the name of his mother? Margaret Stone. Mother, what is the name of Michael's mother? Margaret Stone. So his mother always used to tell stories about flying. Okay, so that too, what type of stories she used to tell about flying? She used to describe the stories from the birds. That means when the bird flies from there, if she sees the land, how the land would be, she used to describe such type of stories to Michael Stone. So in addition to these stories, Michael Stone's dreams used to add color to it. He used to enjoy his mother's stories, and he used to that stories linked to the dreams of Michael Stone. And what else is we have learned? Michael Stone, when he was running over the country road. So on either side of the road there are wheat fields. Okay. So when he was running over that road, he used to feel chunks of dirt on the road. At the same time, what he used to do, he used to run, and he used to overturn the locomotives. That means the villagers or the farmers who are passing over him, he used to overturn them, run, and he used to fly like an eagle. In that way, he used to do it. Now coming to the Michael Stone's father. Let us, I think till there we have stopped, isn't it, children? Now let us continue the remaining lesson. Have you understood, children? First we have learned the feelings of Michael Stone when he faced the National Junior Olympics. Again we have seen how his mother used to tell stories, what type of stories his mother used to tell him, and how he started to fly in the air. How he started to fly in the air? So he used to run. Look at this picture. So a pole vaulter, what he does? He runs and he jumps over that bar. So in that way, when he is a child, he used to run over this country road, and he used to practice how to fly in the air. Now we will just continue the lesson. When he flew would always coincide his mother's stories. His dad, on the other hand, was not a dreamer. Now, about his dad, Michael Stone's father. What is his name? Bert Stone. Who is Bert Stone? Michael's father. His dad, on the other side, was not a dreamer. He is not at all a dreamer. Dreamer means kalla kanevadu kadanamadu. Okay. We also, what we do is, I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer. It should not be like a dream. What you should do, you should put effort to become a doctor or an engineer. You should work hard. Here also, Bert Stone is not at all a dreamer. Bert Stone was a hardcore realist. That means a very committed man. He believed in hard work and sweat. So he believed in hard work. His motto. What is his motto? If you want something, work for it. So such a wonderful motto, no? If you want to achieve something, what you have to do? You have to work for it. So that is Bert Stone. Who is Bert Stone? Michael's father. Now we will see how Michael Stone he started. I told you now he participated in National Junior Olympics. For that, how he prepared will see here. From the age of 14, Michael did just that. He began a very careful, regimented weightlifting program. So what did he? How he started his training? He started his training with a very careful and regimented. Regimented means strict and organized. Very strictly he practiced weightlifting program. He worked out every other day with weights, with some kind of running work on the alternate days. So how he started, how he was trained for this new National Junior Olympics. First, he started, practice or program is very strictly he used to, he began a very careful and regimented weightlifting. Very strictly he followed the weightlifting. So alternate days, one day he used to do the weightlifting, the other day he used to practice running. The program was carefully monitored by Michael's coach, trainer and father. So who used to monitor all this weightlifting program or the running? This was monitored by Michael Stone's coach. Who is Michael Stone's coach? His father is the Michael Stone's coach. Bert Stone. Who is Bert Stone? Bert Stone is Michael Stone's father, coach and trainer. Michael's dedication, determination and discipline was coach's dream. So what is the coach's dream? Coach's dream is Michael should learn with dedication. Michael should learn this weightlifting program or running, whatever it may be. It should be done with great dedication and determination. So even every one of us, if you set up a goal, you should work very strictly with determination, with great dedication. So that is what Michael's father also wants Michael Stone to do. Michael should work with dedication and determination. So what is his motto? If you want something, work for it. If you want to work for it, how you should work? You should work with great dedication and determination. Besides being an honest student, so Michael is very honest student. So whatever his father used to say, he used to do all the works very honestly. In the same way, you children also should do. Yes, right, children? So, if any teacher gives you any work, what you should do? You should do it very honestly. Don't try to escape from that work. But here, Michael Stone did not escape. What? He is an honest student. Michael Stone continued to help his parents with their farm chores. So, in addition to this, he used to help his parents. Michael's persistence in striving for perfection was not only his obsession but his passion. Michael Stone, how he worked, how he used to strive. He strived for perfection. So how he used to work, he worked. Suppose first day he couldn't run for a long distance. So next day what he used to do, he used to put a target. Yes, I have to run for 10 kilometers. So he couldn't do that. What he used to do, at any cost, I should run for 10 kilometers. I should be perfect in that. In that way, he used to work hard. Right, children? How Michael's persistence means the effort in striving for perfection. So, he put a lot of effort to be perfect in that. That was not only his obsession, but his passion. Obsession means, suppose you have set up a goal. So, your mind is filled with what? Only with that goal. If your mind is completely filled with that goal, definitely what you will do? You will be perfect in that. So, here Michael Stone, what is his goal? His goal is to fly in the air. So, that means his mind is completely filled with that goal, to fly in the air. So, in order to achieve that goal, what he will do? He will work, he will put lot of effort to be perfect in that goal. So, that is not his obsession, but his passion. Not only his obsession, but it is his love. He had the love towards flying. Right, children? Michael's mother, wished that he could relax a bit more and be that free dreaming little boy. On one occasion, she attempted to talk to him and his father about this, but his dad quickly interrupted, smiled and said, "You want something, work for it." So normally mothers have some kind of compassion towards their children. So Michael is working very hard with weightlifting, and he is working very hard to run so many kilometers in order to get strength and all. So seeing all this, Michael's father, she felt pity, and on one occasion she went to Michael and Michael's father and said, why Michael has to work like this? Let him be a free dreaming boy. But Birdstone here interrupted and said, "If you want something, work for it." All of Michael's faults today seem to be the reward for his hard work. So in the beginning of the lesson I told you, no, it is an awe-inspiring achievement. That means he achieved at National Junior World. So that achievement he got is just because of his hard work. That reward he got is just because of his hard work. If Michael Stone was surprised, thrilled or arrogant about clearing the bar at 17 feet, we couldn't tell. As soon as he landed on the inflated landing pad and with the crowd on its feet, Michael immediately began preparing for his next attempt at flight. He seemed oblivious of the fact that he had just surpassed his personal best by 3 inches and that he was one of the final 2 competitors in pole vaulting event at the National Junior Olympics. Yes, the bar was set at 17 feet. This is 17 feet height. Michael doesn't know that he has cleared this 17 feet. So, next they have set the bar for 17 feet 2 inches and 17 feet 4 inches. Now he has to clear that bar. Okay, in the meantime what happened? There is a sound from the audience. What type of sound? Like groaning sound. For example, if you see in cricket, okay, people are watching the cricket match. If any player he misses the ball, how does the audience, what type of sound they produce? Oh, like that, isn't it? So if anybody misses the catch, how the people shout very sadly. If they hit six, then everyone will shout very loudly. Do you understand the difference? Yes, in the same way, here the people they groan. That means the other, so Michael Stone and there is another competitor. Only two competitors. One is Michael Stone and the opposite competitor. So the people they groan. So by that, Michael could understand that the other water has missed to clear the bar. Right, children? Now it is the turn for Michael to clear that bar. The other pole vaulter, no, he missed to clear the bar. The chances are very few. Now, with one chance, the Michael has to clear the bar. If Michael loses to clear the bar, then he will come to second place. The other competitor will be in first place. So the thought of getting second place is not liked by. He doesn't want Michael to come second place. He wants only first place. So once again I repeat here, children. So Michael Stone, he cleared the 17 feet bar. Now it is the turn. It is the time to clear 17 feet 2 inches and 17 feet 4 inches. Okay. So there is only Michael Stone. Michael Stone and the other competitor, one more competitor, opposite competitor. Okay. So Michael, we already cleared. Now he has to clear these both have to clear the 17 feet 4 inches now. Okay. So the opposite competitor he cleared the bar. That time there is Michael Stone heard some groaning from the audience, as if the other bolter has just now I told you the difference between hitting sixer and missing the catch. If you miss a catch, what type of sound is produced from the audience? If you hit six, what type of sound is produced from the audience? Michael Stone heard groaning. Groaning here means something the other bolter had missed this to clear this bar. Now it is Michael's turn to clear the bar. When the other bolter has when he was clearing the bar, he missed. The chances are very few. So now it is Michael's turn to clear the bar. He has to clear the bar within one chance. If he loses that, then Michael Stone will be in second place. The other competitor will be in first place. So the thought of getting second place is not liked by Michael Stone. Clear, children, now? Yes. He rolled over and did his ritual of 3 fingertip push-ups. Now it is Michael Stone to clear the bar. So what he is doing? He is doing some warm-ups, like how the cricket players they do some push-ups and all. No? Yes. He found his pole, stood and stepped on the runway that led to the most challenging event of his 17-year-old line. So now he is ready. He hold his pole, the staff. Okay, this is the staff. You can see. See, this is the staff. This is the pole set here. Clear, children? You can see in the picture. This is the pole he is holding, and this is the pole setup. He has to jump over this pole. Yes. Now Michael is ready to clear the way. He stood on the runway. The runway felt different this time. It startled him for a brief moment. Then it all hit him like a wet bale of hay. So he was standing on the runway. Now he is ready to run, and then he flies. This time the runway is something different. He was surprised for a moment. The bar was set at 9 inches higher than his personal best. So what is his personal best? First 17 feet 2 inches and 17 feet 4 inches. This is the personal best. So now the pole is set 17 feet 9 inches. The bar was set 9 inches higher than his personal best. That's only 1 inch of the national record, he thought. The intensity of the moment filled his mind with anxiety. Now he has to clear the bar, 17 feet 9 inches. He is feeling tensed. He began shaking off the tension from his body. Normally, when we go for any competitive exam or a public exam and all, no, we feel very much tensed. We move our hands we do like this, okay, to remove tension. In the same way, he was shaking. He began shaking off the tension from his body. It wasn't working. Still, it is not working. He is trying to remove tension from his body, but it is not working. He became more tense. Why is this happening to me now? He thought. He began to get nervous. Fear would be a more accurate description. What was he going to do? He had never experienced this feelings. He never experienced this tension or nervousness before. Then out of nowhere and from the deepest depths of his soul, he envisioned his mother. At once, he envisioned his mother. That means the picture of his mother came into his mind. Why now? What was his mother doing in his thoughts at a time like this? So, why the picture of my mother came now at this time? I was very nervous. Why did the picture of my mother came now? It was simple. His mother always used to tell him whenever he felt tense, anxious, or even scared to take deep breaths. So it is very simple. So whenever he felt tensed, then his mother used to say, take long, deep breaths. Take deep breaths. Like this. Okay. So he did. So he remembered his mother saying, whenever you feel tensed, then take deep breaths. So in the same way, Michael took deep breath. Along with shaking the tension from legs, he gently laid his pole at his feet. He began to stretch out his arms and upper body. The light breeze that was once there was now gone. He could feel a trickle of cold sweat running down his. Now he is ready to run. So the breeze now he is facing is gone, and he began to sweat. He carefully picked up his pole. He felt his heart pounding. His heart started beating fast, repeatedly beating. He was sure the crowd did too. Maybe the crowd is also feeling very much tense. Even their hearts are beating very fast. The silence was deafening. When he heard the singing of some distant Robinson flight, he knew it was his time to fly. He heard the sound of birds, robin birds, and he thought, yes, now it is time for me to fly. As he began spring, children, in the next class we'll see whether Michael Stone cleared the bar or not. Okay, so for today I have given you some words. Find out the words from the dictionary. So in the last class also I have given you some of the words, isn't it? Children, refer to dictionary and write down the meanings. Last class also I have given you the words. Try to by heart the meanings. Okay, because this vocabulary is very useful in your daily life for better communication. Okay, so in the next class we will see whether Michael cleared the bar or not, whether he won the competition or not. Okay, children.